Here's a great question from one of our subscribers on YouTube. Do I have to trademark my name and logo in other countries if I'm from Costa Rica? I ask this because most of my clients are in the US. I have an online name and logo. My name is Andrei Mincov. I'm the founder of Trademark Factory, and here's my answer to this question. Well, it really depends on what you mean by other countries. The rule of thumb is you start with getting a trademark on your name in your home country first, because that's what's going to allow you to, in theory, in the future, use a Madrid trademark application, international trademark application to file in many other countries. That requires you to have your trademark applied for, registered in your home country. And then the next step is you look at the jurisdictions that generate most of your business. So if most of your clients are in the US, if most of your customers are in the US, you got to get a US trademark. If you got a lot of clients in Europe, you go for European Union. If you got a lot of clients in Canada, you go for Canada, and so on. So you look at where does most of your business come from, or if you're just starting out, you look at where will most of your clients come from, and you get your trademark there. And the other point is, if you sell physical products that you manufacture overseas, for example, you get all your stuff done in China and then you ship from China to, let's say, North America, you also got to make sure to have trademarked your brand in China. Even if nobody in China will ever buy your products, the reason you got to get it trademarked in China is that if somebody else trademarks it, then you will not be able to export your own products out of China, because export is also considered trademark use. So if somebody else owns your brand in China, you will not be able to export your own products marked with your own brand to North America. So home country, your biggest markets, and also places that you use to manufacture your products and services. That's how you should go about trademarking your brand in terms of jurisdictions. And if you have an online name and logo, well, if you have an unlimited budget, you go for all countries out there. If you don't have an unlimited budget, then you go with your priorities. And would there be situations when there might be some jurisdictions where you can't get your trademark done? Probably. And should you be worried about it? Maybe, really depending on how important those markets are for you. But know one thing, it's almost impossible today to find a name that's universally available in every single jurisdiction out there. Unless you come up with some really obscure name or a really long name with a lot of words in it, it's almost impossible to find a place on earth, a country that would have your name universally available. So it really becomes a business decision. You pick your battles. If you can secure your brand in the countries that are mostly important for you, do that. And if there are a few obscure jurisdictions where you can't have it, well, so be it. Or you might do what Burger King did. For example, they couldn't secure their brand in Australia because somebody else beat them to it. And so they ended up having to have a different name there. So Burger King in Australia is Hungry Jack's. So that's what they did. But of course, they have the budget, they have the money to be able to promote two different brands in two different markets. Most small business owners can't afford that. But on the other hand, they wouldn't be too worried about getting customers from some of those jurisdictions where they can't trademark the name. So if you're starting out, If you're not making tens of millions of dollars, don't worry about it. Get your home country, get your most important markets, probably North America, Europe, Australia. Those would be the prime targets, and go with that. And again, if you have physical products, make sure you trademark the name in the jurisdictions where you're going to be using the factories to make your stuff and ship your stuff from. That's the rule. That's what you do. Hope this helps. If it does, make sure you like this video. If you have a question for me, make sure you post a comment below. I've answered hundreds of questions just like this one, and I'll be happy to answer yours. And if you haven't done it yet, well, make sure you subscribe and be notified whenever the next video goes live. And until then, I will see you in the next video.